All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. We made it to Friday yet again. It seems to go quicker and quicker. Not on live yet. We're live on Facebook. We're not live on air. So today I have my mother with me. She's kind of hidden behind the. No, you're fine. No, you want to make sure, yeah, because that's going to be more important with the radio. But yeah, so all good. It's a nice day today.
I gotta say, I was son in Florida, so I'm giving him some time now too. But my heart's in New York, but Florida's a nice place to live because of the weather.
30 seconds.
Okay. Everybody's moved there, so yeah. And we're getting there. It'll go on when we're on air, yeah.
This is Denise, CEO and founder of Diversified Financial Solutions. Now more than ever, investment advice is needed. Not just where best to invest your money, but why. Are you investing for your future retirement? Are you retired and looking to maximize your income? Are you maximizing your income and concerned with leaving money for your loved ones? Are you investing for your retirement at the same time saving for your children's education and at the same time saving to buy another home? Are the markets in line with your goals? Are your goals ever changing? Please contact me at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691. Or visit us at diversifiedfinancial.biz. For over 25 years, I have been helping individuals, families, and business owners navigate through all market conditions with only one goal in mind, my clients. Visit me at diversifiedfinancial.biz or call Denise Nostrom, founder of Diversified Financial Solutions at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691 for a conversation about my most important client, you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in and spending some time with me today. You are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I am the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to know more about me or my firm, you can check out my website. Anthony, what's up, man? We got some... Okay, there we go. All right, we had a little feedback here. I think we're good. All right. If you want to learn more about me or my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions. So like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So today was a perfect weather day. Speaking of good weather, last night I had the pleasure of attending the annual installation dinner for the Society of Financial Service Professionals, of which I'm a board member. It is held at Northport Yacht Club overlooking Northport Harbor. It's just beautiful, and especially when the weather is nice, and you can enjoy the wonderful sunset. The past couple of years it's rained, so it hasn't been, it's always beautiful, but it hasn't been the best night. But not to mention, we had a chance to laugh. A big thank you to Steve Perillo and my friend George Gallo for sharing their comedic talents. Everyone was laughing and enjoying themselves, which was definitely needed with the way things are going right now. It's been a little bit crazy. So the Society of Financial Service Professionals Long Island chapter is a multidisciplinary community of financial professionals with the goal of providing the highest level of ethical client services. Members include financial advisors, CPAs, attorneys, insurance agents, actuaries, and employee benefit specialists. I love knowing all of these financial service professionals so I can get my clients the answers they need when I may not have those answers. So it's a big perk for me, and I've been a part of the organization for probably about 20 years now, and it just helps me to help my clients, which is a great thing. So if you happen to be a financial service professional out there and interested in joining, you can give my office a call at 631-758-8691. The past few shows, I've had a certified financial analyst, I've had the inflation guy, I had an accountant as a guest, but today is a big day. I am happy to have the woman that actually gave birth to the Financial Chick as my guest. So I want to introduce my mom, Dolores. So how are you today?
Hi, Denise. Hi, all the listeners. I'm very happy to be here with my daughter. I'm really thrilled.
Oh, this is a good thing. So a lot of times you don't get to listen to the show, but I figured, well, let's just get you on the show. So back in December of 2020, you made the decision to move down to Florida. Well, it was probably before that, the decision was before that.
No,
but-
it was kind of a quick kind of a thing in the COVID. I hate to be the one to blame everything on the COVID, but I sat in front of a TV screen hearing about COVID every 5 minutes. It was depressing me. My husband worked for the post office. He was gone. I was there with my dog. Thank God I had my dog. But I got to a point, I didn't think I wanted to be in New York anymore. Like, the COVID really had nothing to do with it, but it seemed like everything closed down. I had become lonely, and my house was huge. I loved my house. I still love New York. This is where I was born. I was born in Brooklyn, and I've been here. I'm going to be 75 next month, and I still love New York. And I'm still adjusting to Florida. I can't tell you that I don't like the weather, because I do. I love the weather.
Who doesn't?
And and in fact, it's hot there at times, so I don't go out. I go in the air conditioning like I did when I was in New York. I walked around my yard. It was too hot. I go inside. But I have to honestly say, I'm just shocked that I feel sorry for the young people today. And by young, I don't just mean 23-year-old guys or something like that. But just anybody, because this is a tough life. I did not have a life like this. I moved from Brooklyn. My parents moved to Lindenhurst, that I loved. And then I had moved to, my first house was bought in 1972 in Canaan Lake in Patchogue. And it wasn't the house of my dreams, but I always got a brand new house. I was very fortunate. It cost me $25,000,
Well,
7.5% interest rate.
Well, that was, and what year was that?
That was 1972.
Okay.
And my daughter, she was 40 years old, and I just wanted to get her into a house. She deserved to be in a home. She wanted a little dog, which we ended up getting, and it was good, but things didn't work out. It wasn't crazy, and I'm the kind of person that I'd rather sell than fix up a home. So
Okay, yes, I can tell you, I can vouch for that.
We won't
Every
go
time
there.
that, well, let me explain to the listeners that whenever she needed to paint, she would sell the house, so we'd have to pack up and move, which was very interesting because back in Long Island, you could do that.
Yeah.
You could transfer from house to house. Now that's hard
No.
to do. But very interesting, in Florida, you were able to do that too. People do that all the time. In light of this new situation with houses going up so much, and everybody, like Anthony, the engineer, and myself are probably the only two left in New York, right? Everybody else is gone. Right? Yeah, we're pretty much, we're the only ones left. So, so you've got everybody with you down there. But the thing is, things have changed so much that they used to do that in Florida, but it might be different.
Well, I had a big advantage. I always worked. I worked for the Suffolk County Police Department, which I loved, and I stayed with them forever. I got a wonderful retirement. I can't say anything bad about working there. And I was able to live the way I wanted to live. Not completely. I always wanted a horse and a farm, but that's being sold. But I had some wonderful houses. I moved on the North Fork in Mattituck, which I loved. And
well, let's go back a bit though. So you did the house in Patchogue, right? Because that was 7% the mortgages. Because again, a lot of you can relate to this because now the mortgages are over 5. Well, actually, they're 5.45. I think was the last time I looked for a 30-year. But then from there, moved to Medford.
Right, that's right. I moved to Medford. And my daughter graduated in 1986.
Well, no, before that, the one in Medford.
I moved
that
there
house.
in 1980.
Right, so that house, what was the mortgage on that house?
Okay, the mortgage on the house, the highest I could have gone to was 13.5%.
Okay, did everybody hear that? 13.5.
It didn't matter if we had 10 jobs. It was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband didn't work for the post office yet, and we really struggled. But you know what? We got through it. And it was a house that wasn't exactly what I wanted either, because we didn't have a lot of money. Unfortunately, you have a lot more money when you get older and you have I thank our God for it all the time. They have a great retirement and Social Security, no complaints. And I don't think that people today are going to have that advantage that I have, and I feel really bad for them. My granddaughter's not going to have it. And it's just a very sad world we live in. And I do feel very sorry for people who can't do what I did. I had friends that used to buy a house that had to be fixed up. So they buy it at a very low price. Let's just give an example. In Stony Brook, and I can't think of the name of the town, the other one, but Yeah, they would buy it like for 190,000 and sold it for like maybe 500,000, 600, because that's what it was. They went and you got, it's true, location, location, location.
Mm-hmm.
They always knew enough. Buy that fix-up house in a really good neighborhood, and guess what? You're going to get more than your money back.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that today anymore. That's a thing definitely of the past, because now if you do find one that's falling apart, you got to find somebody to, because of the COVID, nobody comes to work, so you can't get contractors. So we're living in a pretty sad world right now that I don't know how it's going to ever clear up. I really don't.
Well, hopefully we'll be optimistic and it will. But
I
yeah,
hope so.
inflation is ridiculous. I mean, we were just looking at the TV before that, lumber's up. And everything, like, you can't even build a house because
The
it's
highest
just so
in 40
cost prohibitive.
years. It's the highest in 40 years, and that's like, I'm just glad my father's not here, my mother, to see this. This would break their heart.
Mm-hmm.
When we moved from Brooklyn to Lindenhurst, I believe our house was $90,000. I couldn't say what the mortgage was because I didn't care.
Right.
But I do remember paying $90,000 for the house, and I don't know. I just can't believe that prices were like that, and it was a brand new home.
Right.
So, and I don't quote me. I'm hoping that that's right, because it's been a long time ago. I moved when I was 12 and a half. So,
Well, we don't expect you to know
but
all
you
those
guys
details.
listening, I'm not going to have these advantages, and I hope it changes.
I hope it changes too. I mean, something's got to change. It's just that right now everything is hitting, and it's just a really hard time, especially with inflation and then gas and all these other things that are going on. But we're getting close to the break, so we're going to go to the commercial break. But you are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I'm the Financial Chick, Denise Snowstrom. The company's Diversified Financial Solutions. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. So feel free, I'll get it out, to contact me at 631-758-8691. I am here today with my mother, and we are just really shooting the breeze today and just kind of going back a little bit of history, and some things that maybe can enlighten you, the listeners, while you're driving home on a Friday afternoon. So Anthony, what's going on over there? We can talk now. I totally didn't time that well at all today.
Yeah, but I have to correct that.
I thought you were still going. I'm sorry.
I know, that's okay. No, it's fine.
I just have to say, I have to correct. I don't really remember. Lindenhurst couldn't have been that much money. I think it was more like $9,000.
Probably.
Yeah, I was
would
completely wrong.
Yeah, that's all right.
But,
That's all right.
But it's
yeah.
hard to believe that in 1960, a house was $9,000, brand new, with a huge piece of land.
Yeah.
And of course, salaries vary. But am I taking over the whole show?
No. It's all good. It's all good. No, that they hear me all the time, so that's
I
fine.
forgot Medford, and then when Medford, I moved to Matituck. Matituck moved to East Patrick. I know that. I remember all my prices and years, but I don't remember the interest rates. Fred wrote me, and he thinks he knows what it was. But I have to get my glasses out to see it, so it's no big deal.
That's all right.
We got about 60 seconds.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I didn't time the commercial at all. I had a lot more time. So. It's all right. You don't want to make it really depressed either.
No, I'll change that. I'll change that. I will change that.
No,
I
it's
don't feel.
No, it's true. I mean,
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. Here we go.
Why is this?
Is it on your ear? Welcome back. This is Denise Snowstrom, the Financial Chick. The company's in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all of those changes. So we're doing something a little bit different today. Actually, I have in the studio with me my mother. So she is here visiting from Florida, not a Floridian, per se, but she was a lifelong New Yorker, but moved down to Florida in December of 2020 after that wonderful pandemic, and she just had enough and said she's going to move on out of here. Like many of you, well, not you, we're the ones that are still here, but many, I should say, many of the New Yorkers that moved down to Florida, big exodus out of New York. But so, welcome back after the break. So we were talking a little bit about the houses that you were buying and selling over the years and stuff like that, and so we'll talk a little bit more
Denise,
about that.
I don't want your listeners to think your mother's really out of touch. I made an error. Yes, and you must have even thought of it. Said she bought a house in 1972 for $25,000, and her parents in 1960 paid $90,000. I stand corrected, people.
We
I'm so
slice
sorry.
off a zero.
Yes, it was more like $9,000. I don't
makes
remember
more
this.
sense.
A 12 and a half. I didn't really care what my parents, but when you're a child, you don't care. But yes, I just wanted to stand corrected on that. I really did. And I don't want to think that I'm a very optimistic person. I do think things are going to get better, but I don't want to become political. But I think the new administration would be the greatest thing that could happen, because I think that's a very big part of why we are here today. I mean, I don't even mention his name. We all know who he is, though. But I really do think that he messed up our country. I think it would have been better in a former administration. I mean, he was my kind of guy. Some people said, oh, he's not smart, he doesn't talk intelligent. You know what? He is very intelligent, and he knew what he was doing. He was a businessman. And people just don't want to hear the truth. They'd rather have you lie to them because that makes them feel good. He just said it like it was, and that's what I like. So I just want to clear that up, people. I don't want you to think I'm not an optimistic person, because Lord knows I am. And I'm very grateful, too, that I'm very lucky that if I did choose to come back to New York, which right now I'm not thinking about that, because my daughter said in 2 years she may be coming to Florida, and my son lives in Tarpon Springs, and I have my son now, because I didn't see him very much when I was here and he was there. So I have a lot of things to be thankful for. And who knows? We all don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I'm looking to buy a plane.
Never know.
That's what I'd like to do more than anything else, to fly and not have delays. So, but win a lotto, I may come back on this.
Private jet?
Yes.
Okay,
I
there you
want
go.
to come back here and have my own plane going back and forth.
We happen to be in the airport right now. Yes, and I was here.
Southwest hears me, because my plane coming in was a real delay, and I'm sure everyone's gone through it.
Well, but I'm going to give you the caveat, because I mean it was only 2 hours, and now I know that's like, we're saying only 2 hours now, but there's people that have their flights canceled, and I don't get to their destination. So you to get to their destination at all. So it is tough today, but we know there's a lot of different challenges that people are not showing up for work. Oh, then you had talked about the pilots. I actually spoke to somebody about that too. Mm-hmm. That they made changes with the pilots. That there's a lot more hours that they need to train, and money to become a pilot. So there's a lot of things that are changing. Things that used to be are very different now, and some of it's COVID based. Some of it's just not. Some of it's just, I don't know what it is. People just being apathetic and not wanting to work, or not doing careers that they normally would wanted to do. Just people doing different things. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm spoiled. I remember the good days. I used to take you and your brother. We used to go to Florida a lot. I own timeshare. Mm-hmm. You never had a delay. You never had these things. So when I get on a plane, which is the first time I ever had a delay, well, no, second time, it's like not the way it's supposed to be. But unfortunately, you can't get pilots. They used to have to train for 250 hours. Now I believe it's 2,500 or 1,500 hours. 1,500 hours. I don't want to make an error again. And it costs a lot of money to be a pilot. Mm-hmm. And people cannot just take off from their job and go for this training. And it's all simulated training. And who's to say that 250 hours doesn't mean you're a good pilot? You get 1,500, you're better. I don't know. We did pretty good in all the past years when they went with my daughter and my son. So I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, and now it's complicated, but so much has changed, Well, let's talk a little bit about the fact that you work for the county, and a lot of people now, the things that they're having to save for is their 401ks, which we're not going to go too much in the market because it's been a very depressing week and stuff, but we will discuss it. I'll be back next week to kind of, unfold or unpack all of that stuff that's going on out there. But, not having a pension available when you retire. I mean, talk a little bit about that.
Well, when I started to work for the county, my father was always a civil service worker, and he drilled into my head, and I love him for it. He said, get a job where you know you're going to get a pension, mm-hmm. and don't go for that high price that job at high price because you may not get a pension, they might not stay in business. Well, Suffolk County did. And like I said, I have a wonderful pension, and you have something to look forward to. People who don't have a pension, I don't know how sometimes they actually survive. So
They call me.
So sometimes, yes, that's right. They call my daughter to invest the money, and that's the right thing to do. My daughter makes money for people. But yes, I was happy that I did have a job that had some very good benefits. I was fortunate, and people sometimes look for the big high salaries, and who knows what's going to happen sometime. And it, like I said, it just worked out well for me. Maybe not every county worker, but it sure did for me. But no, my daughter, if you have money, give it to her.
Oh my God, not give it to me.
And I mean, I hate to tell you this, but my daughter admitted it prior. We were driving over here, and she says, Mom, you taught me how to save money and how to not to pay and to pay your bills off. Like Megan, that's my granddaughter's name. Sorry, Denise. Don't start using your charge card unless you can pay it off, because the money that you pay on interest, I mean, it's just not worth it. And actually, she did that, and she also paid her student loan off. We went half. She took some student loans, and what really bothers me about that person, he's paying off people's loans. My daughter had to pay hers. Everybody should pay it. So I don't know what to say, but I'm hoping things are going to change, and I hope I'm still here to see it. But I think it will change.
Yeah.
I think things are going to get better for all of it, for everybody. I mean, even people who don't have a pension, that things will just that their investments are going to go back up again, like they were. People were rocking and rolling for a while.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is just a bump in the road.
Yeah.
My daughter can talk more about that than me, but she knows what she's talking about, so trust her.
Well, thank you, Mom. But I definitely did learn a lot from you with regard to the basis. I mean, my mother, we didn't come from a lot of money. But she was able to stretch that money and do things. My stepfather, God bless him, worked several jobs and stuff. So today, people don't have that. They're just like, oh, I can't do it, or I'm just gonna. I don't know what they do, honestly. I don't even know what they do. But they will not put that extra job, but they still want the high, or the big expensive cars and all of the different things. But they're not willing to put the work into it and have high credit card bills. So I see that all the time, and then just wipe that off. Actually, the show right before me is a bankruptcy attorney, but he helps them, for those people that are out there. But yeah, so it's just, so instilling those things that you instilled in me obviously helped me to not have any debt, not having credit card, stretch money. I'm still trying to do that for Megan. She's still, little.
Well, it's an important thing. My son and daughter both did. They don't find themselves deep in debt. Megan, that's my granddaughter again. Denise never did. My son never did, because they work jobs. And today, people just sitting back and hoping that things are going to get better without doing anything. In fact, this afternoon I went to Toast, which is a very wonderful place, and the place was jammed with people having drinks. It was like 10:30, quarter to 11, and they were mixed crowds, young people as well as middle-aged people. I said to the friend I was with, doesn't anybody work anymore? It's a Friday. People should be at work, but apparently, and my kids were working. My daughter worked. She worked from the day, before she even graduated school. She always paid her way. And people don't want to do that anymore. They just want everything free and clear with doing absolutely nothing. And guess what? Not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. That too, just a different world, and we just hope. And it's not everybody, we don't want to sound like negative Nancy's here too, but we just find that we have to have more people participating instead of people taking,
No,
or
I don't
giving,
mean everybody.
taking.
There's people working out there very, very hard, and they're the ones that are really suffering.
Yeah. Well, we're coming to the end here, but thank you so much, and you're heading back to Florida tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. So hopefully we're going to have a good plane situation. I think the flights will be good. So safe travels, and I'm glad you were able to come to the
my
studio.
daughter. I'm very privileged and honored to be asked to be on her show.
Aw.
And I think if you invest in my daughter, you won't be sorry.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in today. Do better, be better, and let's do this all again next week. We'll talk about the market. Have a great weekend, everybody. All right.
Why are you doing that? Was I moving it to make a noise?
No, because it was falling off you. I was just saying, just take. You actually didn't need it. We only needed to hear him. So I kept saying, take it off. You could just take it off. No. You could have taken it off.
All right, Anthony. No curse words.
I don't think he can hear. He's got to. We'll go back in and see him. He might come in here.
He's a nice
So,
Great job, guys.
thank you.
boy. No curses.
No curses.
All right, we're gonna get off the live. All right, in case they're gonna curse, I'm gonna like end this. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.